Welcome to Super Wild Card Weekend with JTS Nation. We are back. We took a little hiatus, and looks like Coach is still on hiatus. I think he's on bye week. He's on bye week with the Eagles, but it's all good. A-Dub is back. I got my co-host T.
What's up, everybody?
Oh, I think that's a fake smile. She's forcing the happiness today, so hopefully she can muster up some positive energy.
I will.
And we will get to that later. We got super producer filling in for Coach. What's up?
What's going on? Finally on the other side of that camera, man.
Yeah, so this is usually the man that, this is the face you never see. He will be filling in for Coach, but he always got a lot to say. But
we'll see what he does today.
Yeah.
My opinion matters.
Hey, your opinion matters. Everybody has an opinion, but usually only mine is right. But we'll get to that a little bit later.
Lord.
Starting off already season 2.
I'm just
already
saying.
season 2 starting off.
A better new year.
No, it's a new year, same shit. But hey, hopefully everybody got to watch a whole lot of football this weekend. I know I did. I think there's a lot to talk about. We here in Baltimore, be more. So of course we're going to have to start this off with the Ravens against the Bengals yesterday. I think a lot of the Raven fans are heartbroken. And it was a great game. I think Huntley played well. I think the defense played extremely well. But at the end of the day, they came up a little short.
Literally.
So, T, who are you going to blame for this loss?
I blame the coaching.
You blame Coach. Coach, we still coaching? Still? Okay, go.
Some of the play calling, I think we didn't utilize the resources that we had. The strategy to have won the game should have been run the ball, not sway away from that. I think Huntley came through and made some excellent throws, but I think it put the pressure on him more than it needed to be. J.K. Dobbins was out there. He was able to get 8, 9, sometimes 10 yards per carry when he got the ball. Gus Ellis was able to get significant yards when he got the ball. You had decisions of Andrews trying to be a running back. Wow.
I do question that one. I did. Yeah, that was all right.
Stick with the plan.
Okay.
I think many people stepped up. I think the defense did well. Peters has to go. He has cost us 15 yards and penalties every time he's out there with his unsportsmanlike conduct. But as far as the play calling, the time management, Roman has to go. He has to go. No one's happy with him. No one's happy overall with the decision making that he's making. And week after week, we are frustrated as fans, and that's why we're in a position. Because I don't think the decisions that were made would have made a difference if Lamar was there or Tyler Huntley. I think the results would have probably been the same. Lamar sometimes he can be elusive, he can make plays, but sometimes he gets jammed up with them same bull crap play calling as well. And we're in the same situation. We can't score in the third. We start off high. We can't get no points in the third quarter. And then we're now chasing to try to keep the game alive in the fourth because we can't get a first down. Why can't we?
I think T's upset.
I think he is.
I think T's upset.
Sounds that way.
I'm gonna respond to that, and I'm gonna let you go, producer. Needless to say, I disagree. I think I see it. I see it just a little bit different. I mean, I think the fact that she could have ran the ball a little bit more in some situations. Okay, but I don't think to call the perfect game, but I think overall, I thought they called a pretty good game with Roman. I think there was some execution on certain issues. I think if you take that last drive, like I said, the first down play, where they were going to go, they were in the goal line. One, when Lamar scrambled, not Lamar, I keep calling him Huntley. When Huntley scrambled, if I look at Lamar's speed, I think Lamar would have scored.
Right.
On that play. I believe that they would have gone up 7 right there. All right, but Huntley still made a great play. He got him down to the 2-yard line or so. Roman called a great play to get the fullback open in the flat. And that was pretty much no pressure. It was designed for that linebacker or that defensive end to come up, and you just lobbed the ball over. That was the simplest throw that a quarterback can make, and he threw it into the ground. And so you lost the opportunity right. You lost the opportunity right there. That's execution.
Okay, so let's go back to, let's talk about the third quarter, because that's at the crunch time. Let's talk about the 3 and outs in the third quarter. You have an opportunity to go to capitalize, to get the first down. You're 3 and 1, and you throw to, I believe it was Robinson. He didn't, but you have multiple people that get you the first down. Instead, you're going 3 and out. You got your defense back on the field again, and then this is not just last night's game. This is week after week after week.
I agree. So
let me say this.
What you want to say?
I'm trying. First of all, the Ravens fans should be happy right now.
Why should we be happy?
Okay. Yeah, you guys took an L, but that L that you guys took was at the last minute of the game. Technically, everybody was counting y'all out from the beginning. Okay? So you have Huntley sitting there, playing the game to keep y'all in it. Mm-hmm. And the way y'all lost that game, y'all should, it should be okay. Yeah, we lost, but it ain't coach's fault we lost. Like A-Dub said.
No,
that's
and
execution.
that last minute when we got the first down with 1 minute and 8 seconds left with 2 timeouts, and you don't call a timeout, and you go into I
see that point, but
so
when you don't call a timeout, you're not calling a timeout because you don't want to get that other team time.
I understand, but you're doing that if you have your veteran quarterback, your seasoned quarterback that's been in that position. You're putting that type of pressure unnecessarily on a quarterback that's inexperienced.
But you're taking that also. You're taking that pressure. You're trying to take some of that pressure off your defense.
Because
you go down.
Let's be real here.
Let's
be real here. Even if it was Bill Belichick, Andy Reid in that situation with who was on the field, Huntley was not going to go down and score a touchdown.
And the expectation probably wasn't for Huntley to do it.
I'm talking
for JK.
No, you can't. It wasn't going to happen.
Why wouldn't it?
Their offense ain't built to go down and score that quick with Huntley at the helm. That game was when he had to get a touchdown with that amount of time left. It wasn't going to happen. It just wasn't going to happen. It got lost on that when they should have went up when the ball was fumbled. He had no reason. You don't dive over when you that small and think you're gonna.
Okay, so then Harbaugh gets out there today and says that wasn't the play, that Huntley did that on his own.
So that's
execution.
So that's what, but we don't know that.
Well, I know that because you can tell by the way that the play was ran and who was lining up, who was behind Huntley. They were going to push him into the end zone. You can't be pushed in the end zone if you up in the air and your ball is there. You got to have the ball in your body secure for all them the fullback and everybody to push you into the end zone. He was not supposed to jump in the air. That was not the play. That's execution. But at the end of the day, to your point, everybody thought Ravens were going to get blown out.
No, I didn't think we were going to get blown out.
Well, that's what a lot of people say.
Because you're a Ravens fan.
Yeah,
a lot of people say.
But even if you look at the game last week, when we had,
y'all got blown out last week.
No, we didn't.
If you pay attention to that game, y'all got blown out last week.
No, we didn't.
Y'all got outplayed.
We wasn't playing none of our starters last week. So if they're playing their starters and we're not playing ours, we did not. And that game was as close as it was. We wasn't.
Right, so let me ask you a question. Why didn't y'all play y'all starters last week? If y'all had won, y'all would have had an opportunity to get home field advantage.
No, we wouldn't have.
You would have flipped the coin. It would have been a coin.
Well, it would have been a flip of a coin.
Right. So you would have had the opportunity.
You had something to play for.
So at that point, y'all not decide not to play y'all starters.
Well, if you had
you gave up home field advantage.
And that may have mattered. It could have. But what I'm saying is, if you're trying to get a couple of guys, we didn't have a bye. You're trying to get a couple of guys healthy, and it was a flip of a coin toss. If you was going to get it, was it worth trying to not get your main Andrews has pretty much been playing hurt. You got JK with the bad knee.
So you're already in. So you just want to be healthy regardless of
whether it's Cincinnati.
I mean, it was a good decision. But what I'm saying to you is that decisions that you guys are making comes back at the end. It's all about what's going on.
I mean, the Ravens got. I mean, we could say if Cincinnati, as far as that whole decision, because that game wasn't played, if Cincinnati lost, that might have been more of an effort because we would have technically won the North. They had already made a decision to say that Cincinnati won the North. So I think at that point, we wasn't going to get the conference championship. It was just going to be for home field.
For home field.
Okay.
Okay.
And so and that I think that's
But home field matters when you go to the playoffs.
I disagree. We want to see both on the road.
Not with the Ravens. They tend to play worse at home in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying that home field matters. You want to play a playoff game in home field.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, but as far as if you're going to win, it don't matter anymore.
So that's all right. So they took the L, but I think the bigger thing is also moving forward for the future. Is Lamar going to be your quarterback in the fall of 2023?
I don't think so. No, he's gone.
I think the best deal for Lamar and the Ravens is going to be a sign and trade. Lamar sitting out for a year, not getting paid, and they franchise him for 2 years. That could hurt his career. The Ravens sitting on him, not getting nothing for him. That could hurt the Ravens.
So you feel like Lamar has played his last down in Baltimore?
I do. And based on the statement that he made today, solidified that he made his.
I think it comes down to sometimes a relationship just runs its course.
Yeah.
It happens. I don't think for the Ravens standpoint, them giving him that much money. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it, but it's not good for the team and for the organization to give one player that much money.
Well, I think even before, if he gave him the money, but the behavior that he had with this injury, I would be even more leery to give him money. Like, for example, you work a job, if you get hurt on the job, you supposed to, you go out on FMLA, your doctor clears you, and then you report back to the job to say, hey, this is when I'm coming back. How your boss don't know what's your status? What's going on with you? Nobody knows your status.
I think they know his status. They just weren't saying it to us. To the media.
Well, then when nobody allegedly knows, and then you go on Twitter and say the full extent of what's going on with your injury. So when we out here bluffing if you gonna play or not, you go and put the message out like, well, I'm definitely not playing. Like, what is going on?
I mean, look, that's young.
So my thing is, you want this money, and let's say we did give you this money, so you gonna get mad at any point and pull a stunt like this too? Because if you do it now, that's in you. That's in you.
I disagree a little bit. Of course, I disagree because that's just what
You gotta disagree, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, so you mean if you're Steve Bisciotti and you have a potential player that you want to be your franchise quarterback, but then he's mad because remember, let's go back. Lamar is the one who said he didn't want to continue contract talks after the season began. He made that statement.
I understand that.
So when he made that statement at that time and said, I'm a play. Okay, because they could have continued negotiation. Roquan got his deal done during the season with no agent, through emails and off days. He could have gotten it done. He just didn't get the number he wanted at that time.
Let me tell you something. That number wasn't going to change much from all the time they had to negotiate this in the off season.
Right.
To think that all of a sudden, somewhere in the regular season,
They bought him multiple offers. When they was making him offers, he ain't even reply back.
The Ravens weren't going to say, "Oh well, we're going to give you $70 million more." That wasn't going to happen. So Lamar decided to play. He's like, if we can get the deal done, we'll get the deal done before the season. But it didn't, and so they weren't going to magically come up with this number to get him.
If that part wasn't, they don't have it to give.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the
right. And they don't want to get this. So him putting some things out on Twitter. Okay, should he do it? Should he not do it? I think we're nitpicking that because in the big scheme of things, is that really that offensive compared to what some other players have done?
Right.
I think if that was that stunt he was going to pull, then he should have just sat the whole season. Didn't play it off.
I don't think it's a stunt. He got hurt. It was just proven that he's injured. It's proven that he's injured.
Is he?
Oh, really? Wow.
No, I'm just saying.
Yes, he is injured.
Okay, I'm just saying he may have gotten injured at that time, but is he injured now?
I don't know.
No one
I
knows.
don't know if he's like 90%, 80% or whatever. But the fact is that he got injured, and so if you have a PCL injury, you're gonna be out 4 weeks. Okay.
I agree.
So, but at this point, given what the offense looks like without him on the field, and I want a deal. Every week that I sat out and the Ravens were scoring 10 points a game,
it was helping him. But his
helps
value,
him.
His value went up.
So why would I go out there and risk? And then let's say he goes and he tears the ACL. Where you at?
Well, to be honest with you, I think if the Ravens won the game, it was, which they almost did.
They could have.
It in some way was like we almost got it done without you, Lamar.
Well, then you got to take that chance.
Well, see, and if you pay Lamar that money, what are you gonna put around him?
Like,
Yeah, what are you gonna put around him? So you pay Lamar all the money, and then you ain't got nobody for him to throw to. You ain't got nobody to block. Yeah, you ain't got nobody to block for him. So you got. I guess the Ravens looking at the bigger picture, where Lamar is like, okay, well, I need mine, which is understandable.
But we understand it.
It's understandable.
I mean, let's go back to. Let's really look at the Ravens
History, yes.
The history of the Baltimore Ravens, and the Ravens have done quite well, even though a lot of Ravens fans don't see it.
Because
y'all was so spoiled.
26 years.
26 years, and you got 2 Super Bowls, and y'all are more often in the playoffs than not. But y'all complain.
We're not settling for mediocrity.
Y'all complain like y'all the Detroit Lions. Okay, but let's look at your successful years and who was at the quarterback house. Okay, first time you won it, you had Trent Dilfer, Tony Banks, and somebody else with a stellar defense got you to a Super Bowl.
That's true.
And won it. The second one, you had Joe Flacco on his rookie deal. Joe Flacco was not considered a top 10. Maybe
actually he had a mediocre season.
Mediocre. Maybe top 15. That may be even stretching it. So you didn't have this baller.
We could have had 2 Super Bowls in a row, really.
Exactly.
If
so
we were a field goal away.
Right. Exactly. So you look at who else was on that team. Ray Lewis, Ed Reed. I mean, you can just go down the list of who was on that 2012 Super Bowl team. It ain't the Ravens. And you see what happened when they did decide to pay a quarterback. It hurt them for the next 5 years. It hurt them. So
let's not forget too, when Ravens had Vinny Testaverde and he was throwing all them yards for the Ravens, but they was going nowhere.
Yeah, usually in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but Vinny Testaverde was killing. Best career he had with the Ravens.
Yeah, so it really is a mistake. You don't want to do what the Cleveland Browns do. There's a reason why the Cleveland Browns are the Cleveland Browns. I love Lamar. I think he's a great quarterback. But I don't want to just look at this from the player perspective. Yes, the player should get all the money he can possibly get. But if I'm the Baltimore Ravens, I cannot mortgage my team for the next 5 years because then he's going to be gone. And then what I got?
Hold on. Let's look at this prime example for Kyler Murray over in over in Cardinals. They just fired their head coach.
They did.
Because I guess they want to call it conflict.
Somebody got to go.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to call it just not playing well. You know what I'm saying?
Now I actually think that Lamar may stay if Roman goes. Because I think that's a known problem. I think he genuinely likes Harbaugh, but I think because Roman is Harbaugh's boy.
I agree with that point. But what I want to say is I think it's time for Harbaugh to go.
I agree with that too.
I think he's starting at the top.
Because he's the common denominator
He cut the head.
problems, even
cut
the problems
the head
we
off
had.
the stadium because let's be honest. He has the final say. So when he hears that play call on the field, he can say no or yes.
Or have a philosophy. Look, I need you to run the ball with Dobbs. Call the play for Dobbs or Edwards.
Right.
Yeah.
You cut the head off the
Because
stadium.
let's not forget, Lamar saved Harbaugh's job because Harbaugh was out of there that year. If Lamar didn't produce or the team continued to fail, however you put it, he was done.
And let's be honest, in today's football, that running back position is a door turner. You just plug somebody in,
Yes.
run them for 15 times a game, but you're throwing for 59 times a game. You know what I'm saying? Look at all the success that the teams are having that, right now, they're throwing the ball. So if you don't have an offensive coordinator in there that's not
I
throwing
think
it,
the teams that have a solid run game is better with throwing the ball. If you don't have a solid run game, I think even Buffalo realized when they early in the season when they had Josh Allen throwing all those times, their game became better.
well, the Ravens have a solid run game.
Yeah, we do.
They have it. You have a solid run game. We don't have that wide receiver.
Yeah, we don't have a receiver.
You know,
we don't have receivers.
You don't have that wide receiver that they say, okay, we're gonna have to double team him,
Right.
or we're gonna have to play zone because he's just
No
that
one's
good.
scared of those guys.
Right. You man up on the Ravens
I'll
wide
be honest with
receiver
you.
all game.
No one's scared of our defense. It was a time they were scared of our defense. They're not scared of our defense.
Well, I think when you added Roquan Smith, that was the game changer for y'all
Right,
defense
absolutely.
because if you look at the points scored once you signed Roquan, there was only one game where someone scored 20 points. That was the game against Jacksonville. All the other games were less than 20. That means that you were in the game. If your defense gives up less than 20 points, I think every team will take that.
Yeah.
Right, and y'all was in the game yesterday.
Yeah.
You're in the game.
Y'all
So
offense was
you only gave up 17 points.
Right.
Defense played tremendously. Look, at the end of the day, I think the Ravens have missed the window with Lamar. You have to, you have to have a good to great quarterback, and you got to be able to get that win, get that Super Bowl championship on that rookie deal. The rookie is gone now, and so it's almost like you got to start over because you just can't do it. And so I love Lamar, but he's going to be somewhere else, and it's okay to start over. It's okay. Because you weren't able.
I don't think a player like Lamar is going to fall to the Ravens again.
Well, I mean, you can get some. I mean, look. I mean,
You don't have to. You don't
team.
have to have a top 10 quarterback to win. Look at Brock Purdy.
Well, he ain't won nothing yet.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But
He ain't won nothing.
But he's been winning.
He's been winning, but he.
But he has top tier guys surrounding him.
Well,
you know?
yeah.
And so it's.
But let's talk about that. What happens
With the
when?
49ers.
What happens when Garoppolo and what's the other
Trey
guy?
Lance
Trey
come
Lance
back.
come back.
That's gonna be interesting.
No, that ain't gonna be interesting. It ain't gonna be. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. If Brock Purdy gets the San Francisco 49ers to the championship game, I would say at least the championship game. So he's gonna play either Dallas or Tampa Bay this weekend, and let's say he beats them. Okay.
Oh, no, they play. Yeah.
Okay. Let's say and then they lose in the NFC Championship game. Why would you bring back Jimmy Garoppolo? You ain't won
They
him.
ain't won him in the beginning.
You ain't won him this year.
So he's gone.
He's gone. Do you really think you're gonna put Trey Lance back out there, who's with a torn ACL, given that you got Brock Purdy, who's done nothing but play well, and so he would have lost the one game. Let's say he lost to the Eagles or the Giants in the NFC Championship game. I think you got something in Brock Purdy. It's been working, and guess what? He's cheap.
Yeah.
He's cheap,
Right
and
about
so that allows you. That frees up so much money so that you can continue to pay.
So they most likely they'll probably trade Trey Lance and get some draft picks. Remember, they gave up some draft picks for him.
You keep Trey Lance?
How about you keep him?
Keep him.
I mean,
Now my question
You're paying
is,
him
so we know
as a
Garoppolo was
number
playing
two
that
Yeah, but it's still
that 1
it's
year
still
deal,
better
right? Garoppolo was going to be a free agent, right?
Yeah.
As a Ravens fan, did you go after him? As a Ravens, did you go after him?
Well, here's the problem with Garoppolo. You're gonna need some weapons around him. If you got no weapons and you're not mobile, you're just a sitting duck.
Yeah.
I don't think
Not the way that the Ravens offense is set up. He wouldn't be really a good fit. I would take Trey Lance though.
Yeah. You got a shot there. You don't know what you have, but
But he has the same style of quarterback style where the scheme that you have currently set up with the Ravens would be a better fit than Garoppolo, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, and you don't have to totally change. I know you do need to change your offense a little bit, but
It's not a complete overhaul. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean the 49ers are dangerous. I said
They are.
I said months ago, as soon as they signed Christian McCaffrey, even when it was just Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback, which I don't hate
He's
those.
been healthy and
They've been. I mean, it's so many weapons there.
Yeah.
How do you beat San Francisco?
That's how I outscore. That's it. You
Well,
gotta,
and-
you gotta hope that the rookie makes a mistake.
That's all. That's the only.
that's
That's all.
the only option really
That's the
right
only
now.
option.
Try to outscore. If they score 31, you score 32.
Well, that's gonna be tough. They're gonna need Brock to make a 7th round pick mistakes.
Yeah.
Um,
And right now he's making very little.
Yeah, because you can't. Because if you put 8 in the box to stop McCaffrey, then Debo will kill you.
Mm-hmm.
If you put 5 people out in the backfield, McCaffrey gonna kill you. So
Then you got Kittle.
yeah, and Kittle was just gonna tear you up in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's hard to call a defense when you got weapons at all 3
And it's
positions.
just
Like
that addition with McCaffrey just made everybody better because it didn't put as much pressure.
right.
You know, it made Debo your utility player. Basically, he could be wide receiver, running back, whatever. You still got the dual running back. But then you had Ayuk that stepped up, and I mean he's been killing them. So if you try to double team one, this is the other guy that you got freed
That
up.
McCaffrey signing was
Brilliant.
the shit.
Yeah.
And let me just put it out there.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
the thing to do.
and you know why they was able to sign McCaffrey? Because they ain't got a $200 million quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
You know, so it goes back. I mean, it's all in who you draft and when you win. So I think the 49ers are, actually, in my opinion, not just the NFC, I think they are the best team in the NFL in terms of how they're playing right now. I know he's a 7th round, he's gonna make, but just right now, I think they are the best team.
I agree. They're the team to beat. Even if KC goes, I think KC will have trouble with them.
I think so too.
I think Buffalo goes down. If Buffalo goes, Buffalo will really have trouble with them because that Buffalo Miami game.
But you know what? Josh Allen got some Dak Prescott qualities.
Wow.
Wow.
What else you got to say about that?
Yeah. I'm just,
I don't think he's that bad, but
All I said was he got some Dak Prescott qualities in terms of not taking care of the ball. I mean, can he make all the throws? Is he athletic and all that? But there's no way that game playing the Miami Dolphins, the third string, that you should have struggled. I know it's a division opponent, but you in Buffalo, you should not have
you
struggled.
got the whole
You should
NFL
not be struggling.
storyline.
You got the weather. You
Yeah.
got your fallen comrade. You had home field. I'm a Dolphins fan. I was expecting a blowout. I'm expecting Tyreek to get on the mic and be like, "Yo, we suck," type blowout. But they played a quality game against them boys.
Yeah, you can't have it. So when you make those kind of mistakes and you play a good team, let's say Cincinnati, Kansas City, you're gonna take a L.
Yeah.
You're gonna take a L. But I think the biggest L. Let's get right to them Chargers.
Yeah.
Fire everybody.
Let's get them Chargers in.
Fire
I was waiting for the text today to see if it was gonna come through. It didn't come through though. It's coming. Bro.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah. Somebody got to get fired.
Yeah.
Well, it ain't gonna be Herbert.
No, he good.
Yeah, he good.
So
he has a job.
he got a job.
Yeah, he has a job.
So tell me, because I was watching. I saw the first half.
No,
No, I didn't. No, I didn't turn it off.
It was false lead.
I did fall asleep. I had a very long day. I fell asleep and I woke up and it was 30-20. And I was like, and I woke up and I watched it from there. So I don't know what happened from 7 to 20. I don't know what happened.
I watched the whole game, okay? And this what happened. Trevor Lawrence proved why he's a good quarterback.
Oh,
Because what he did was he didn't break under pressure. They were down by 27 points.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know what, we're going to walk them down. And they scored that 7 by the half. They got the ball back.
I saw that, yeah.
And they walked them down. That is the definition of walking a team down. Okay?
Yeah.
He came out and said, you know what, I may be 2 years in, but I'm gonna show you why I am the best.
But I'm gonna tell you also, it was good coaching too, because that call that they ran on the fourth
The
and
fourth
one,
and one.
the
Oh,
fourth and one,
beautiful
that
call.
was brilliant.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
so with Doug Peterson, to me, his coaching style, because he never gave up, and I think that came from. Yes, he has a young team, but he has experience, confidence, Super Bowl winning quarterback, and that right there, because championship, what is it? Super Bowl,
we got you.
Coach, and that play was brilliant because he faked everybody out, thinking they was going to go for the 6'6" quarterback sneak, and ran with ETN to the outside, and that one, I don't know what guy it was that fell to the ground. He blocking. I said, oh my God, he gonna go cry in the locker room. Brilliant. So yes, it was Trevor Lawrence, but it was coaching to me that solidified that win and got it done.
That's
confidence.
That is play design because they had, I think they had three backs.
They had three backs in the backfield.
So
it looked like a push.
Yeah, it looked like a push.
Right.
And they ran it before, so they probably said, "Oh, we definitely want to run it again."
So
like a push.
It's a great call, but it's actually a simple play. So I don't want to go back and have another 10 minutes with the Ravens, but the Ravens have the personnel to do that. You could have Edwards, Dobbins, and Hill.
That's it.
Yeah.
And to run that type of play when you got 4th and 1 and ETN
and not know which way to go.
ETN got 20, 25, 30 yards. I mean, it was crazy.
10.
I mean
he got it into the field goal range, whereas though now we don't have to rush.
Right.
That's what that play did.
That was the game seal.
Not only to get a first down, but it got it to the point where though, okay, we're comfortable with kicking this field goal now, and we ain't got to rush. So you ready to use your timeouts.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
Right. But going back to the Chargers and talking about someone that got to be fired. Now you talk about weapons and you having Austin Eckler, and you got a 27, or at the point a 20-point lead.
No, they had a 27-point.
Well, I know, but I'm just going into the second half.
Okay.
You got a 20-point lead. How does your best player only touch the ball 6 times? And it's not like you have to pass it to him. He's one of the most elusive players. He most touchdowns. I mean, how do you only give him the ball 6 times a whole half?
Because Jacksonville decided that they was going to hit people. Jacksonville came in that second half hit.
But you got to give him the ball.
Right. You got to give him.
You got to design. I got you. But you got to.
Jacksonville came in and hit.
I feel you, but you got to put the ball into your best players. You got Herbert.
Well, you couldn't put it in your best player hand because you played your best player last week on a game that meant nothing, and you lost your best player to a back fracture in Mike Williams. So, I mean, he should be fired for that alone.
The Chargers is looking for new coaching. They just ain't said it.
Right.
They looking for new coaching.
They got to be.
You know,
I mean, that guy. I don't really understand what he's doing out there. I saw
the debacle last year.
They got rid of what's the black guy that was out there for far less.
Anthony.
Brown was it?
Quinn, is it Quinn? Lynn.
Anthony Lynn.
Yeah.
They got rid of him for far less.
So what is the AFC picture playoff then? What are the two championships? I mean, playoff.
So you got
Cincinnati goes to Buffalo,
right. Okay.
And you know they wanted that because they ain't get that before. So you know the Ravens was kind of doomed with that anyway. But
I don't know.
They wanted that. That's a better story because remember it's all about the story. And Buffalo has
it's going to be a
Miami game because they got y'all at the end of that game too because that definitely wasn't a first down, but they gave it to them because they had to let Buffalo get in and end the game. So
they did that good film story. Because I'm gonna tell you this championship game, he gonna be at the game.
Oh yeah.
He gonna be at the game.
Yeah.
Championship game, he gonna be at the game.
Well, honestly, it's gonna take MGM and Caesar Sportsbook to knock out the Bengals. Because I think the Bengals are a better team than Buffalo.
Listen,
you go.
In that game, before the mishap happened, the Cincinnati was going down their throat.
Yeah.
They had already scored, and they was in position to get ready to score again before that whole situation happened with T Higgins and that completion.
Yeah. But it's the NFL. I think Cincinnati was going to go there and play a great game, and Buffalo's going to pull it out.
Yeah.
So Buffalo and Kansas City can play in Atlanta. and that boy gonna show up in Atlanta. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
That's that story. He ain't got to show up in the Super Bowl,
and
but show up in Atlanta. You know, let's
with
go
Kansas
Buffalo.
City, and then you get the rematch of that from last year.
Yeah.
Because that's what you want. You want the ratings, you want that, and they just want these rematches. And the fact that it's going to be in Atlanta,
Right.
that's come on now, Aaron.
Like, hold on, nobody said flip the coin. They said we're gonna play it in
We're
Atlanta.
going to play in Atlanta. We already have a spot
Right.
designated
Right.
for what if.
Right.
That's when it happens. Ain't no what if.
I'm gonna go with Cincinnati.
So you think it's going to be Cincinnati and Kansas City rematch?
I haven't thought about the Kansas City Jacksonville game just yet.
I'm going Jackson. I'm going underdog.
I mean, I like Jackson.
I like Jacksonville.
I like Jackson, and they hot right now. They hot.
Yeah, I think look, your boy Peterson, he's a great coach.
Yeah.
He's a great. If anybody can get
Do it, he can.
can match with Andy Reid in terms of coaching.
Right.
Peterson can do that. I think it's a matter of it's going to come down to two mistakes, turnovers. If Trevor Lawrence, the boy can ball. I loved him in
They
Clemson.
playing with house money.
Yeah.
Oh
They
yeah.
playing with house money. Ain't nobody expecting them to be there. So anything they do now is going to get Trevor
extra.
Lawrence that contract signed next year.
And Kansas City ain't the Kansas
Kansas
City
City
of
of
old,
yeah.
like where
They're
they just.
quietly winning this year.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
almost kind of like how Brady used to win in their division, and
Exactly,
they automatically they show up. It's the same strategy, but you can't count them out though.
Oh no,
You can't count them out.
They count them out. I mean, you got Pat Mahomes, you got
Kelsey.
and those
They
dudes.
got the stars to get it done, but just like you said, they do remind you of that New England Patriots team. They do a lot of winning, but it's a lot of close winning, but they do win. So yeah.
But also, let's remember, Kansas City can't seem to beat Cincinnati.
Yeah.
right.
Cincinnati
They're 3-0 with Cincinnati.
3-0, yeah. So
That's their Achilles tendons right now. I mean, the Achilles heel right there, Cincinnati.
With the kryptonite.
yeah. So
We've been there before.
there's one more game
Oh yeah, we have to talk about yes.
that we have to talk about that hasn't
Okay,
happened
so-
yet.
So let me just say this and put this on the record. Dak Prescott is a bum. Oh my God, I hate him.
A bum? He's not
Dude,
a bum. He's
dude.
not a bum.
Let me
He was
tell
a
you.
bum last week.
Let me.
Oh, he was a bum last
He
week.
was a bum
Oh, he was a bum last week.
I am. You're a Cowboy fan,
And obviously-
and I'm a Cowboy fan right along with you. Okay, and we have made some bad decisions along this road. Of them being America's team.
Oh,
This
they're
year-
not American team right now.
This year, Dak Prescott is a bum. I'm just gonna put it out there.
Okay.
He's
Oh,
a
okay.
bum. Dak Prescott
Wow.
makes some of the baddest decisions I have seen from a quarterback that's supposed to be top notch.
A veteran, yeah. I
Yeah,
get you.
you know what I'm saying? I mean, his decision making reminds me of rookies that's playing the game and 3 games into the NFL, making bad throws. You know what I'm saying? Trying to put things where it don't belong, where you know you can't put it at, but you're gonna do it anyway. He has 2 good running backs. He has one good running back and one average
Okay.
running back that's had great moments. Okay, you got wide receivers that can take the lid off the top off of any defense out there, but yet you can consistently throw interceptions where they don't need to be.
I'm gonna tell you, this past year to me has proven how important coaching is to the success of quarterbacks. I'm serious. I am a firm believer. I mean, we were just talking about Trevor Lawrence. I know it was his rookie year, but I don't believe everything just clicked that quick just because it was his second year. He had Urban Meyer as his coach who didn't know what the hell he was doing. He was more worried about hoes than he was more about the game.
Right.
And you see what has happened when you put him with a quality. You know Trevor Lawrence had talent.
Yes.
We all know he had
Yes.
talent. Dak Prescott, I'm not saying he's the most talented quarterback, but he's a good quarterback. He's somewhere in that 10, 11, 12 type of quarterback. But he hasn't had any. I mean, he had Jason Garrett, who's a bum.
He's a good.
No, Jason Garrett is a bum.
No,
Right, but
Yeah,
when
he's
he hired him, when he's supposed to be an offensive guru,
I don't care what he's supposed to be. He had Tony. He did nothing with Tony Romo. He done nothing with Dak Prescott. and he get 1 year with the Giants, garbage. Now he's in the booth.
He's not bad in the booth though.
It's a whole lot of great Dallas Cowboys in the booth. No, they great in the booth.
There's a whole bunch.
They love Cowboys in the booth. But you get rid of him and you bring in McCarthy. McCarthy's done better this year, but I still don't have a lot of faith in him when it comes to game time decisions. He still makes me nervous. But I think if you have a much better coaching staff, why you?
So y'all fan of what's his name, Kellen, the offensive?
I'm hot and cold.
Okay.
I'm hot and cold with him.
I mean,
because
I was really surprised that they kept him when McCarthy came in. Like,
well, I'm gonna tell you why. Because that's all Jerry Jones.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kellen Moore is Jerry Jones' boy, so you're gonna keep Kellen because he's
the go back and tell.
Yeah, and plus he's like just like Jason Garrett. He played for the Cowboys, worked his way up through offensive coordinator and all that, offensive guru and all this stuff. But Jerry Jones is still making decisions.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. He's definitely.
We're gonna give Ezekiel Elliott the ball more than Tony Pollard.
Why?
For how many years we've been doing this? We knew Tony Pollard was the better quarterback 2 years ago.
Yep.
2 years ago we knew that.
Yep.
But Jerry Jones said, "I'm paying, and you better play him."
Yeah.
So until you get a coach that stands up and says, "We're gonna do this my way,"
But then
you're gonna waste talent.
And hold up, and the last coach did that.
He gone,
Jones.
and he was gone.
And he gone. He was the
So
last coach
it's
that
the risk. It's like who's going to be that person? The only way that's going to happen is if he's still running the program, but he's aged out, but still trying to hold on. But up until then, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, but they're gonna win today. They're gonna win tonight.
They're gonna win
The
tonight.
Cowboys are gonna win tonight.
Tom Brady luck ends tonight.
We'll see.
I'm
Tom
gonna tell
Brady will be a Raider next year. His luck ends tonight.
It ends tonight. I don't have a lot of faith for some of the reasons that you said in the Cowboys, but I think because they're playing Tampa Bay. Look, I mean, let's be real. Yeah, Tom Brady is on the field, but the Buccaneers are not playing well. They are squeaked by some very marginal teams, and when they did play the good teams, they got their behinds whipped. And so,
What team are you?
what team? We're a good team. We are a good team.
Oh yeah, our record shows that we are.
The record shows and this year the Cowboys actually have some quality wins.
Yeah, our
we
loss
do.
is a bad loss.
We got some
lost
quality.
to bad teams.
You can't say that you only beat the I don't know the Cleveland Browns of the world. No, we got some quality wins this year.
Yeah.
So with that said, I think they will beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They don't have. This is McCarthy versus what's the Lovey? Is that it? No,
That's his name.
Yeah.
No, Boyles.
But yeah,
Tall
Bowles.
Boyles, yeah.
Yeah, I think McCarthy can out-coach him. But after that, we're gonna go to San Francisco and get our asses handed to us.
So let me ask you a question about the NFL. What you all think about putting a playoff game on Monday night?
I love it.
You did?
Hell yeah.
They put a playoff game on Monday
I
night.
mean, it's genius.
I mean, think about, come on,
They're going to do it next week too, I think.
I mean, think about this. This was they set this up perfectly. We make a prime time game Monday. Everybody love Monday night.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody go watch Monday night. Tom Brady versus the Dallas Cowboys. That is a network's dream. You can hate the Cowboys all you want,
Right.
Yeah.
but that is the network's dream.
Absolutely.
And I had no doubt once we knew that we was playing the Bucks. Oh, we on Monday night.
Monday night.
I had no doubt. I was like, I don't know
I was
about.
shocked that we was late night though.
The NFL is trying to monopolize everything
Hell
they can. I mean, you put the playoff game on Monday night.
That's hot.
Yeah.
That's like.
That's hot.
First of all, you went from certain games only on Thursday night to Thursday night being a regular night for everything.
Oh, yeah.
Now playoff games on Monday nights.
That's genius. I'm not going to lie. That was genius.
NFL know how to make money.
And then y'all put the Cowboys on with Tom Brady?
That's no
That's
brainer.
a double whammy right there.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean, and
you go to 18 games. You play on Thursday night.
so you got an extra week of
Yeah.
football.
You move everything to Thursday night, so you got Thursdays, Sundays, Saturdays, Mondays, like
only days you don't get it is
Tuesday,
Tuesday.
Wednesday.
And then they had a whole Christmas lineup. The whole
Oh, we got
Like, they like, hold on. Let's remember that Christmas used to be NBA's territory.
I ain't watched no NBA.
Everybody know NBA.
Used to be NBA territory.
It was like NBA's on.
Like what?
Because at first I thought they were only going to do one game on Sunday. Then I said, oh no, they got 3 games.
These game line. They said the hell with the NBA. We take it over.
Yeah.
We taking over. I love it. I mean, so
y'all going to get the dub tonight.
Yeah, I'm calling it.
Yeah,
I'm calling it.
Tonight. Yeah.
I think the Cowboys they got their stinker game.
With the W's.
Yeah, the W's. Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. What y'all think about that Giants Eagles game?
Giants.
The Vikings? We didn't talk about that.
We didn't know the Vikings lost, so let's talk about that first. But I want to talk about the Eagles Giants matchup. That's what I want to talk about.
That's going to be a very interesting
yes.
game.
Yes.
I'm like, I smell it. I'm not even saying.
First of all,
I'm saying.
First of all,
I smell upset.
I smell upset.
We know Hurt's going to play, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
But he's going to play Hurt.
Yeah, he's going to play Hurt. And that's what I was trying to say on the call the other day, is that I know they wanted the rest, you get the bye, but I don't know if that was a good decision. He was hurting out there for really a meaningless game y'all was in.
Mm-hmm.
They
No. They had to win that.
They had to win that to get the bye.
Right.
But do you risk your quarterback to potentially get further hurt that y'all wasn't winning games without him? Y'all didn't win one game without him. If he goes down, you're done.
But see, but if you don't win that game, 2 things could have happened. The Cowboys could have overtook you, and the 49ers get home field advantage. So you have to win that game for any other scenario to be favorable for you.
But y'all didn't. I mean,
y'all
lost to the
they were going on at the same time.
Yeah. That's true.
And
they do that.
And the NFL did that on purpose.
They did that on purpose. But
so if the Eagles would have played first and lost that game, then all the other scenarios would have came into effect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But since nobody knew what was going to happen, so you got to play it out. But
he.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't have any doubts with Jim. This isn't about me doubting Jalen Hurts. I think he's going to come out and play well. Yeah. I just think the Giants have a good formula. Daniel Jones.
Coordinator.
Yeah, Daniel Jones is playing well. They're running the ball with Saquon and making plays.
He ran 60 yards yesterday?
Yeah, 300 passing yards and 60 rushing yards.
I'm gonna call it now. Daniel Jones is Flacco of this year.
Didn't I tell y'all? Remember y'all when y'all was talking about those records? Go watch the tape. I said, y'all talking about wins. I said, y'all better be worried about them Giants. If they done got in on a 9-7 and won a Super Bowl. I sat here at this table, not in this studio, and told y'all, that's what y'all better worry about.
And they look very familiar to those old Giants teams.
Yes,
they playing solid.
They creeping, fall in basically, and take off. We seen it before.
They take all these road games.
They
got good coaching. I mean, what was I talking about earlier? What a coach can do for a quarterback. Yeah. Daniel Jones has been stinking it up for 4 years.
Yes, he has.
Stinking it up. You get that quarterback in, and now he balling.
And that coach, they got him to a contract because they gonna sign him at the
end. Let's talk about the Giants.
That
Giants defensive line is playing lights out right now. Like them boys.
we know that defense.
Yeah, them boys is playing.
I don't even know why that man lost his job last year.
I don't know why he lost.
That makes no sense to me. Why would he lose his job and Roman kept his?
But he happy. He good.
He good. We were on the couch and he's still playing.
Yeah.
So we can talk about the Minnesota Giants game then? I know we skipped over it a little bit. But.
Oh yeah, I was thinking.
I don't believe in Cousins. He's the
well,
problem. Yeah. He's the problem. I mean, because they had far too many weapons. I mean, decent coach, but
was Minnesota the truth anyway though? Let's ask ourselves. Were they the truth?
No, they weren't. But Cousins, if you want to be that guy, and I'm not saying they're gonna be Super Bowl champs, but you got a home game, and at some point you got to come away with this W in the playoffs, and this was really your best opportunity to do that.
Yes.
I I didn't get to see. I only saw a bit of the game, but Cousins, his career was summed up in that last play. You have to get down the field and score, and it's fourth. I don't know, it was like fourth and eight. Fourth and eight, and you throw it to a 2-yard pass out in the flat.
To the tight end.
That's coming.
That's
coming.
I don't care if Justin Jefferson has proved. If you put 3 men around me, give me a chance. You throw the ball to Justin Jefferson, and he may come down with the ball.
That was
a better chance you had.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah,
but you throw it there?
You find
I don't even understand.
You call a play to make Jefferson get open. Period.
And you throw
and that's who you throw it to.
You may get a pass interference.
Yep.
You may get something. I don't care. Throw it at anybody but that guy. But definitely Justin with the one-handed play that they keep, the one-handed catch that he made against Buffalo that they play over and over and over again. Yeah. Justin Jefferson is sitting over there like
that shows you that some teams have it, some teams don't.
That's it. But they have the pieces in. I wish we had those receivers. I wish we had Thielen. I wish
T.J. Hockenson.
Dalvin Cook. I wish we had that was our offense. Do you know what we could do with that? And you have it. And you have it. You can't run, but you got the arm. You can get it downfield. But it's the decision making.
Right.
He has failed. He failed when he was with the W's, and the same thing with the decision making.
But he has played just well enough to make more money in the past 4 or 5 years than any other quarterback.
Yes, he has.
Whoever his agent is agent of the year.
Yes, he's a genius.
He's like, I ain't gotta win nothing.
Nope.
I'm gonna get on the plane.
I'm gonna make this money.
Rock my gold chain on the plane with no shirt on.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he make it.
That's crazy.
That's true. That's facts.
And then you know what? They're gonna probably sign him again just because of what he did this year.
Right.
Because let's be honest, who thought that Minnesota was gonna make it that far? Everybody had Green Bay packing at it.
Yeah.
But Minnesota takes that division.
Because right now, if Aaron Rodgers not there, it's an easy walkthrough for them.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to be there.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers is another one that I think may be a Raider sooner or later.
The whole bracket team will defect to Vegas.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, because you got to look at the situation. You got to keep your number one player happy. You got rid of his boy. What else is going to keep him happy? Because right now, he can say, you know what, I don't want to play for y'all no more. You know how the NFL is. It's a players' league. You force a trade. Mm-hmm. So you got to make that man happy. What's going to make that man happy? Aaron Rodgers. Now, Aaron Rodgers get paid $60 million if he's with Green Bay next year.
Ooh.
$60 million.
What was they thinking?
Well, because they were begging, they wanted Aaron Rodgers so bad. They did not want to face a Brett Favre situation where he's playing with another team. He's a legend there, even though he ain't won a Super Bowl in 12 years.
Right. But $60 million.
13.
If Aaron Rodgers $60 million come off a season that they didn't go to the playoffs. Coming off a season where everybody was doubting in the beginning if Aaron Rodgers was even a man anymore.
Right.
You know, he turned it on the last half of the season. Mm-hmm. That first half of the season, he looked like garbage.
Yeah.
And calling out his teammates.
The play's not good enough. I mean, he was horrible.
Yeah.
He was horrible.
So, he's ass.
In my opinion, Green Bay lets him walk. You got the boy that you wanted anyway to play in front of him, so just
what was his guarantee?
It's $60 million. He has $60 million coming to him next year if he plays this year. $60 million.
You might as well play with Jordan Love.
Right.
You might as well. Why not?
Play with Love. Let Aaron Rodgers walk. If I'm the Raiders, I'm looking at 2 guys: Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. They're the 2 guys I'm looking at. And if that doesn't work it out, then maybe I do a sign and trade and try to get Lamar. But I'm definitely going to have to either Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. So the Raiders' future looking kind of, because they got weapons.
Yeah,
they got weapons
on both sides of the ball.
Right.
Well, you got to get. Honestly, I think part of the problem is Josh McDaniels.
I do shit. He's a good offensive coordinator. He's a horrible head coach.
There's no way that the Raiders should have looked that bad with those kind of weapons.
But some people have it and some people don't. He doesn't have it.
No, he just doesn't. It's okay. It is okay to be a great offensive coordinator. You can make a lot of money.
And you know what? That's why I don't understand about the NFL owners. Why a certain amount of you? Okay, you're a great offensive coordinator, so you're gonna make a great head coach.
I mean, you get a shot. But he had accepted a job with the Colts and then changed his mind.
Uh-huh.
So you gonna get a third shot? Really?
How does Jeff Saturday still have a job?
Well, the season was already over.
Right, but he was an interim coach, but he's not. They're not talking to anybody.
Well, yeah. From the last time I heard, they were interviewing.
Oh, they are. Because I hadn't heard that they were.
He put himself into the interview pool. Because remember, at first when he got the job, he said he didn't want the job, so he wasn't going to go into the pool.
Because I haven't heard anybody asking the Colts to speak with anybody.
Yeah.
I've heard other teams.
Well, because they're going outside the norm first. They're not going after any of these coordinators and stuff because the coordinators and stuff they want are going to be still playing right now.
Okay.
So they have been interviewing everybody else. They actually interviewed Saturday as well. So he's throwing his stuff.
Because I know that Carolina was launching out to speak with people, and Steve Wilkes interviewed Friday with them, but I didn't hear anything about Justin.
See, that's the problem. I think Carolina. I mean, from what Carolina did. That coach really turned it on.
Yes, he did.
He
Even
did.
after they blew up the team.
Right.
Yeah,
you
ran
the
well.
team, you trade your best player away. The morale of the team is down, and then you go out and win those games like
Almost
they did.
a game away from getting in.
Right. I don't. That's why That's why the NFL owners just maybe they have a different perspective than what we as fans have when it comes to the.
This is the issue.
I didn't want to say that because we're on national.
Whatever.
Interview, but
Okay. Call it what it is.
It is. That's what it is.
Hey, like I said,
and he called him out about it.
Yeah, that's just no way. I mean, from what he did, from what he had, he deserves another year.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
at least
at least another year.
Just say what, because to be honest with you, he had an unfair shot at Arizona. They only gave him 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
With nothing. Because he didn't have a quarterback at the time when he was out there.
Right. You're right. So I guess that brings me full circle then because I had conversation with people about black coaches build teams for white coaches. Do y'all feel as though that could be
as far as at the coordinator position?
No. Give me a couple.
Well, just like let's I can't really.
Oh, you mean Dungy for Gruden?
Yeah, that's sort of like the beginning of it. A black coach will take a team and build it, and then the owners will be like, okay, we don't want you no more. Bring that white coach in.
That was
2 years later,
Marvin Lewis with Cincinnati.
Then 2 years later, the team is in the Super Bowl. Oh, well, that coach built their team.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
because they were getting to the playoffs.
Right.
I mean, and getting in the playoffs, lose the first round, but they were getting there. You know.
Yeah, considering what their history was with Cincinnati.
And then you get this guy, supposed to be this young guy, but he really did. I can see that.
I mean, because like I said, there's a lot of black coaches out there that really deserve
even
more than what they get.
Even with Houston and Lovie Smith.
Right.
Like, I mean.
Oh, the two, yeah. I mean, that garbage they put out there.
I mean, first of all, they were working with nothing.
And then hold up, and then you get mad when he wins the last game.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I've never heard of somebody getting mad.
I love that he did that. Because he probably knew there was going to get fired. Like, you're going to screw me, I'm going to screw you.
Yep.
We're going to get these 2-point conversions and we're going to drop. He was like, all right.
And then what surprised me is the way his team rallied around him at that last game, at that last moment.
Yeah.
The team they said he had the relationship, he had the locker room, he had everything that a head coach, he just didn't have all the right pieces, but was never given an opportunity.
Lovie Smith's a good coach.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, what he did in Chicago
was amazing.
And what have they done since?
Right.
Nothing.
Right. Was amazing.
Yeah, that dude who they brought in, Matt Nagy, horrible. Horrible. I don't know, but folks, I think we about to close this down.
Yeah.
It is about time to get out of here because the game of the weekend is about to start in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll see how this goes tonight. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Oh, well, once the Cowboys win, I'll be posting.
I'll be sending out the congratulatory text later this evening.
I mean,
I'm calling it.
We hope.
So, do the spill. Let's get them. Oh, we're on YouTube. Don't forget to talk about YouTube.
Oh, you got it. That's usually coaches.
Oh man, that's it. I got you. All right, so we want to make sure everybody likes, subscribe, Oh, they want you went up. Like and subscribe. You know, we're on Facebook. Everybody knows us on Facebook, JTS Nation. We're on YouTube. You can find the show on JTS Nation on YouTube, or you can also go to Phase 1 channel on YouTube and catch the show again. If you want to see the recorded live, go to YouTube and get it on recorded.
Share, like, tell a friend.
Yeah.
And we're coming back when?
We're coming. We'll be back next week.
All right, we're back next week.
We're coming back next week. We're going to be a weekly show, season 2.
JTS Nation
We are not season 2. We are season 5.
This is
We
just had a long season 1.
No, we are in season 5.
We going back to she going back to pre-pandemic.
Yeah, this is
know,
we got shut down.
Listen, folks. If I got to be on the show by myself talking sports, that's what we're going to do.
I'm here.
Okay.
Because if y'all don't win, we got a full show lineup.
Oh, wait, hold on, wait.
Wait,
I'm talking from the couch.
How you gonna have an hour-long show if we lose?
I mean, that was a little hateration.
I see that. Good night. Go watch Cowboys. Get this W tonight. We catch y'all next week.
Tom Brady.
Yes.
Oh,
Thank you.
there with you.